Are we live?
We're live.
Oh, we're live. How's it going, everybody?
What is happening?
I'm excited tonight.
So am I.
I don't know if it's the plates that are in front of me or the Ted's massive meat board that I'm looking at.
Could be the beverages,
or the
too.
Busch Light. Should we open these right now?
Yeah, we boys.
Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Yeah.
Shameless plug to Busch Light. Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah,
well, you
pretty
can't have some meat. So we're sitting here with Ted and Cody. Meet the Angler number 2. Matt is gone because Matt had to go to parents' night for his daughter, right?
Son.
Terrible, absolutely terrible night.
Hey, it's a 50-50 chance.
You snooze, you lose. That's all I'm saying. You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
So, super excited about tonight. Super excited to get to meet these guys, talk a little bit of head-to-head. But first, I don't feel like we need a drum roll. We need a drum roll audio. So let's talk about this for a minute before we do this. Because Ted's extremely nervous
It's a backstory.
about
So I
the
called
meats.
Kyle and I'm like, what time is it at? He's like, it's 5 o'clock. I'm like, 5 o'clock is when fat guys feed. Like, what kind of clown really set that up for 5?
Okay.
I'm like, can I bring some food? And he's like, well, you have to bring enough for everyone. So
Here we
dug
are.
deep. Could be an epic fail of all time. Like,
He's nervous. He's been talking about this since he got here.
Talking about nervous he is since he got here.
this could be bad.
So
this could be really bad.
You got a cutting board here with your logo on it. Let's show everybody that real quick.
Well, my wife got me that for Christmas.
Now, is this just like you gotta show the camera. The camera's over there, man. I don't know if you can zoom in on that a little bit, Andy.
That makes sure you get the wood glue on there too.
Yeah, right?
So is this like is this like a side hobby business, or is that literally
It's not a trademark business. It's more of a side hobby because some guy thinks he can cook. So I came up with this to keep him in check. That,
Okay.
you're not the only one.
So there's a different guy out there. There's like a competition.
Well, I was the first one. There's a couple other wannabes floating around.
Okay, fair.
Wannabes.
Wannabes.
So, oh boy,
Oh boy.
Is it dripping?
it's juicy.
Oh my
Juicy.
goodness.
We're gonna find out right
I mean,
now.
he's been nervous.
Wow, that looks like
got
a
the thing
big
wrapped
chunk of
up
meat.
like a
That's how you're supposed to do it.
We got a lot of meat going
I'm
on.
gonna pick this up, Corey.
Tim
You want to grab
Winchester
that
says, I
towel?
bet Ted
Keep in
takes a
mind, this
beating
is
tonight.
Ted's massive meat.
Timmy might not be wrong.
All right, let's throw this towel
I
back.
mean, you gotta have a little bit of testicular fortitude, let's say, to bring your meat on.
It could be.
camera.
Look at his freaking knife.
It could be an epic fail. You never know.
I mean, he's bringing his meat on camera live.
Table.
I don't. Would you bring your meat on camera
Alan
live?
probably would have.
Talon would definitely do
Oh,
it.
Keep in mind, he asked me for permission on this last night.
Yeah.
And I didn't get back to him until this morning, and he said,
So
too
what's
bad, I
with the
already did."
paper? I'm a.
so when you
what's the paper
when you
all about?
cook, you wrap it up at the end because it's a brisket. So
Okay.
there's a ton of juice in here. I don't know if
Is that because it's all out of your meat?
no.
Just pick the meat up. I'll grab the
You
paper.
want to? All right. Ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
All the juice is gonna run all over the table.
No, we're good.
It's all over the cutting.
Right up the top.
Ah, you'll be all right.
Whoa. There we go.
Oh, this is the first for head to head.
So
That out.
we're gonna find out how bad this is.
Seasoned well.
You're just gonna go right into it, huh?
Sink or swim, right?
There is no.
Oh, it's not brown. That's good. Oh, look at it.
Zoom in on that, Andy.
If you're
Oh,
watching, there's the bar. It's been set.
it has been set.
Hey, bring your A game. It's H2H, right?
Oh, man.
How am I gonna talk with a mouthful of brisket?
We'll figure it out.
Oh my god. I mean, this is gonna be something for the other anglers to try to compete with.
Like I said, the bar's been set.
I mean, right? Well, we just bring you guys back like every other week.
We got to get Andy and Talon up
Dig in.
too.
Here we go. I got a new favorite for the season. Take those.
Your
plate
team
selection
name,
is
your
wonderful.
Team name just became the meats.
The meats. Yeah, now let's talk about these plates a little bit, Ted.
My wife might be watching.
Is she sensitive?
Can we talk about the plate selection?
Can't be real sensitive. She's married to you.
Right.
She's thick skinned. She has thick skin.
Hey, quit
mean-
hogging the forks.
Hey, catch.
No, I would've
Brisket for the win. So
Cutting it with a fork.
this is I can't get over the plates. All right, I better get in before it's all
Get in
gone.
here before it's gone.
Yeah, this is like a full out brisket.
This is like I'm glad I didn't eat a lot
Do you
for
need
lunch.
barbecue sauce?
No,
It looks like it's just falling apart. Well, now everybody, you can just watch us
Pretty
eat.
legit.
First
So
guy.
here we are. It's just gonna.
And it's really hot.
Okay, so let's get into some fishing. Or do we have more meat talk? I feel like we got meat out on the table. Like we need to have like
sweating.
meat talk.
Oh.
But I got to get you other guys talking so I can eat. That's
Right.
how this is gonna go.
So
Sweating.
let's start with Ted. He doesn't have a fork in his hand. You talked
Oh
about
my
the
god. Oh my god.
you talked about the meat challenge that you guys started. Who's all involved in that?
Myself, Jeff, Joe Sokola. Joe Sokola could cook. That guy.
Okay.
I got leftovers from him in my truck. Matter of fact, I stopped there on my way over here to get a little secret thing he does. But so we all kind of do stuff, send it out. Mark Brooks starting to do some now.
Snapchat? You want to give your Snapchat out to everybody so they can follow along?
Nope. If you're not getting the snaps already, you're not getting one.
Do you do this for other people as like a side business or just strictly a hobby?
Choking on your meat.
Just a hobby, something fun to do.
Never thought I'd heard Kyle say he's choking on your meat.
Again.
Like, whoa, whoa. Where's the backstory to this
Kiss and
one?
tell.
Holy cow. I'm not going to get Kyle. Kyle is going to check out from this for a while. He's going to eat.
I got a funny story about Ted while we're on him. I fished a swamp donkey. You were fishing it out of your boat with Jeff and whoever else.
Yeah.
Jeff's in the driver's seat of his boat. He puts his hand out like this, and we're on the Fox River, so we're like 10 yards away from each other.
And you didn't even know it was my boat, right?
I didn't care.
Oh.
Jeff's like, bet you can't put that jig in my hand. I pitched the jig, misses his hand by that much, and goes on the side of his boat. Lost his shit. Wait till we get to shore. I'm gonna kick your ass.
There was some other words said before that part
bet.
came out.
So you actually dinged the boat?
It touched it.
Big chip.
Yeah, it went right through the side of it. It was awesome.
So I heard the ting, right? And I'm like,
It sounded worse than it really was.
and I looked over, I'm like, really? And Jeff's like, there's a big chip. And I'm like, that's
Wow, I'm dying.
So you went a little hot, huh? A little red line?
ran in a rat.
All right, well, we're back to being friends.
Yeah,
now.
it's all good.
That's all good. Tyler here on the old Facebook says, good thing he can cook because he can't catch fish.
Wow,
Holy smokes.
laying it down.
Yikes.
Is that
And it
Tyler Nicodem?
starts. And it starts.
Okay, so we're here to talk about head-to-head, talk about the 24 season, the Walleye League you guys are both entered in. One of the first questions obviously we ask everybody is why? Why did you sign up to fish it? What are your thoughts about the head-to-head, the series, the season? We'll get into the schedule a little bit. Kyle can go through the schedule and I'd love to get some of your like really high-level thoughts on the bites in those. I mean, I'm not looking for the juice, obviously, right? I get that. But like just general thoughts on the season as we're going through the schedule a little bit. We can go through some of that stuff. Then we got a bunch of different things we can jump around a little bit. But to get started, just like, why did you guys decide to sign up for the league this year? And I'm going to eat.
I almost felt like I had to after fishing it once before. Once you fish it once and it comes back around, you're probably going to fish it again. It is the most mental, strenuous event, nerve-wracking, raw, emotional thing I've ever done in any sport. Any sport.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what other sports have you
Well,
played?
like high school, you
just
did,
growing up,
you did
okay.
football, wrestling, baseball.
You're a wrestler too?
Yeah.
Love
So,
it.
rec league softball after that for a while. You're always doing something competitive. Like if you pulled out tiddlywinks, I'd lay down a bet that I'm going to beat you. Like there's competitive nature there.
Okay.
And when you do this and just every day at the end of the day is just, you're drained. You are mentally and physically just drained.
So how do you think then that our going from 5 hours to 4 hours is it going to make it worse? Is it going to go by so fast, do you think, that it's not going to?
Depends if you're winning or losing.
Okay, yeah. For sure.
If you're winning, that take an hour away, that's great.
You're happy, but that time ticks a lot slower when you're leading than it does when you're behind.
And
Wow.
5 hours goes by.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't think it goes by fast, but it goes by fast. Like
Oh, for sure.
it's fast. 4 hours, I don't know if it's going to feel like it's actually any faster.
Okay.
Like, because it's just start finish and you're so focused on what you're doing.
Nice. Cody, you were signed up for an event in 2022, correct?
I wasn't signed up. I wanted to sign
You
up.
wanted to, okay.
Yep. I didn't get the opportunity to do it, and it haunted me. And then you guys, I mean, it went away for a little while. And,
Right.
you know, I always thought, like, dang, if it ever comes back, you know, I'd really like to try that. And when I got wind of head-to-head coming back in 2024, like, I got to find a way to fish it. You know, I just, being around a camera all the time, it just feels like the right thing for me to do. You know, like I started doing more tournaments the last couple of years, especially like out on Green Bay and stuff, just getting into more of the local tournaments. I fished the NTC last year. That was a ton of fun. I like the competitive side of it, and that's something that I want to explore a little more.
Because you've been mainly guiding, correct?
Correct. Yep. Mainly guiding, and then obviously I do the whole YouTube thing.
Your YouTube channel?
Yep. So when I heard the opportunity was open, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try throwing myself out there and see if we can do this. And, you know, Ted and I have been buddies for a little while now, and you know, he was looking for a partner. I thought, you know what better opportunity to pair up with Jeff Nectarline's partner and take him down in the head-to-head for 2024. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just going to have a piece of this.
We should have had a Jeff Nectarline ticker on this one.
How many
Andy,
times are we gonna talk about
Andy,
it?
can we do that? Can we start a Jeff Nectarline ticker and just start it at 30?
So,
Every time his name comes
so
up?
is this your first year, like you fished other tournaments, or is this kind of your first like go at tournament fishing?
No, I've fished other tournaments. You know, we did the Duck Creek Walleye Series
Okay.
last couple of years, Green Bay Walleye Series. I've been around most of the local tournaments on Green Bay, and then some of the tournaments on Winnebago too. You know, I fished a lot of those tournaments with my dad, and just had a lot of fun doing it. But you know, the last couple of years I've been taking it a little more seriously, and just want to kind of start getting involved a little more with it.
Nice.
This is a good opportunity to do that.
What is the biggest unknown for you with head-to-head? Never fishing one that you're, I don't want to say concerned about, but what's on the front of your mind?
I would say the biggest unknown for this type of format is, do you got to catch more fish or do you got to catch big fish? Like what's the competition going to be doing, and what's the mindset of everybody? You know, like, are we going to go out with the mindset that we got to get a number of 8-9 pounders in the boat, or are we just going to hammer out a bunch of, you know, 3 to 4 pounders and try to get a win? You know, that's going to be like probably the biggest thing for me, is trying to figure that out throughout the season.
See, in a part, we actually talked about that on the show this morning, and I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to watch it, but you can go back on Fixed TV and watch it. But we were talking this morning about part of shrinking it was time of hours a day, because we got to fish AM, PMs, and all that. But the other time was trying to set it up in a way that you can do both. And what we talked about was with like Major League Fishing, for instance, with an 8-hour day, it's very hard for the guys that want to get 2-3 bites to compete with the guys that can catch 25 fish or 30 fish over an 8-hour period.
Right.
Well, with 4 hours, if you can really be on those big fish, like on them, like, you know, first 3, 4, 5 casts, you're putting big fish in the Waylive app. That puts a lot of pressure on those other guys to try to catch you, but they don't have as much time to overtake you now.
Right.
But the same could be in the reverse. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how you guys all put this together as the year goes on. And I think a lot of it's going to be different bites windows, different during, you know, the times of year where, you know, maybe the bite's really hot and you think you can catch a whole bunch of 2-pounders, where maybe later on it's a little bit slower, but I think I can get 4 bites. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see how you guys play that game as it goes. But I think shrinking that window is going to allow both game plans to kind of have their time in the sun, so to speak. I could be totally whacked about that too.
Yeah.
It's not only the time factor, which is going to play into it, but, you know, the past head-to-heads were a week-long event.
Yep.
Same body of water. Everybody should know the same bite, but they don't. You know, like we did ours in the river, and there was some vastly different weights by different people, and for the most part, you're pretty much in sight of each other. But you know, there's areas where you're not in sight. So now, not only do you have to find the fish and make the decision, do you want to go for big fish or medium-sized fish? Like, how many different areas do you have? Now, you're doing it twice a month in different bodies of water. So if you thought the last one was nerve-wracking, going to the same spot every day where you knew, okay,
Right.
we know we're going there to fish. Now do it over the course of the summer with different bodies of water.
Right.
How extremely hard that's going to be. Like, go find 3 active bites on bagel. Like,
And they've got to be close enough.
They might be
because
25 miles apart.
I was going to say they've.
close enough to where you can get there and you don't have 8 hours or 5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, you have 4.
Right.
So if your pods of fish that you were on now are not active today, you better have a fast backup plan.
Yeah.
Like real fast. And if you don't, and you make the decision, we're on fish, we're going to stay here, you may be humbled real fast and come in with like 1 fish or 0. And it's not that you're a bad fisherman.
Oh, for sure.
It's welcome to Fish and Bagel.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
things happen.
So, did you play sports at all growing up?
I did.
Okay, so my question is, the Waylive app. Are you going to be the team that kind of wants to know what the score is all the time, or are you the guys that are going to go out and we got to do our best with what we have and we don't really care?
I don't sit there and concentrate on it. I always know that I have the opportunity to look. Some of the tournaments that we fished in the past have these donkey app or whatever, so you can track how you're doing. And having that is sometimes important. I mean, you might be in a lull and you go look at that and it's like, damn, I got a long ways to go to catch up, and it might just kick your ass in gear a little bit, Whereas if you just don't want that to become like a distraction by any means. And I try to not let it, a lot of times I'm just kind of either chucking my phone in the glove box or muting it, whatever, just so you can't hear anything, and just go to work and do your thing. Maybe check it throughout the day just to see where you're standing, again, to give you that confidence booster. But I'm not one to just sit there and watch it and watch it and watch it. I'd rather stay.
How about you, Ted? He's in deep thought over there.
Yeah,
Well, last time it was like an argument. No, you look it up. No, you look it up. No, I'm fishing. No, you look. No, you look. And it's like, it's a tool. It's there. Use it as a tool. Once you learn to use it as a tool, because I mean, there's, Donkey app has it now, and a lot of tournaments you can look and see how people are doing.
Oh, for sure. Difference is you're only fishing against one other guy now.
So it's not
one other
it's
team.
not a new thing for someone to have the ability to look and see how their competition's doing. The difference is you're only facing one person.
I was going to ask, do you think that the win-loss record changes that a little bit, though? Because you can't come in second all year. You're not even going to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the whole point of competition. Like, there's a competition inside of a competition. The first goal I think everyone has is not to be 9th or 10th. That's the first goal I think everyone in this tournament has.
it's good to have it though. I mean, say we go out in the mode of big fish, like we're going out for big fish, and maybe we put a couple in the boat, but we're seeing that the other team is just crushing some, 3-4 pounders. All of a sudden, we're going to change our game plan up quick. We don't have a lot of time to do this. So if we're going for big fish, but the other team's crushing it with mid-sized fish, well, we need to go do that, keep ourselves in the game. Otherwise, we could end up losing. So
Where the tool is.
right.
Well, see, I think that's the aspect of even like the Fish Donkey app or whatever. Over an 8-hour period, okay, this guy's got whatever, but I'm going to get my bites. Where here, I think it's a little different.
And you may find a team that is facing a team and they know that team is going to use it and look at it and it's going to be a distraction. So maybe that team facing them is like, let's just go put 1 or 2 big ones on the card right away. Let them see that. They'll go into spaz out mode. You can really set the tone with the Waylive app. Because I believe on the bottom it said how many fish, total
100%.
fish caught. Right?
Yep.
It will tell you.
Yes. I mean, you can look at it and you can figure out real fast.
What their average is, real quick. Yep.
Yeah. Have you guys done a lot of fishing together in the past, or have you?
A little bit. I wouldn't say a lot.
Yeah, last summer we did some outings.
Yeah.
Some outings.
Yeah.
Some outings. Are you guys, when it comes to summertime, rod and hand guys, trollers? What's your favorite?
Rod in hand.
Boy,
Same?
rod in my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent the whole weekend last year going to all of Nectarline's favorite waypoints, chewing on fish.
Nice.
Like, here, Cody, here's one of his hot ones. Cats that way.
That's the plan for every Tuesday then?
It was great.
Every Tuesday
Tuesday of
afternoon?
practice, we're going to all Nickel spots. We're just going to crank on them for a day. I like it.
I think every time his name comes up, we ought to drink.
Sounded like it.
He's not even watching.
He's watching. He's commenting.
He said he was eating hibachi.
Yeah, he said he had 2 minutes before his phone got smashed. I think he's lying.
So
He's still got it on.
Let's spend a little time. and let's step by step through the schedule. I just would like to get your guys just general high-level thoughts on.
Well, my honest thought,
Yeah. No, let's go through like spot by spot.
our schedule is brutal. Almost all the people on the dates that we face is like their wheelhouse type of stuff. Our first two events, we're facing two studs. I mean, Nick can fish. The guys at Uper, they fish to live, you know.
So let's go through like the actual dates, Kyle. Do you have that pulled up?
I do.
And now what I'm trying to get is like just your general idea. Like if you had to say right now, great bite, gonna be in the weeds, you know, obviously De Pere, you know, we can kind of whatever. But I mean, like this is let's take De Pere for instance. That's the first one. What's the date on that, Kyle?
That is March 27th.
Okay, March 27th. We've had no snow to speak of, almost no ice up north. Flow could be almost nil, right? Like I'm just like this is the real. As of right,
Lake Winnebago is low, super low. The Wolf River's low.
Yeah.
All this water needs to come, as you mentioned, from up north.
you know, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Like there could be no flow at all in March. It could be just dead. That's going to completely change the game. So going into that type of a tournament, like what's your thought process right now? Looking ahead at that event, like where's your head at as far as preparation, as far as, you know, again, De Pere's weird, right? There's no
You're gonna
lake
prep
study
for all
or whatever.
You're going to put the X number of hours into pre-fish. You're going to go check spots that you know you should check. And you just kind of let the fish dictate where you make the final call. You know,
Yeah.
as much as you want to go fish over here in this area using a certain tactic, if it's not there, you have to be smart enough to say, it's not there. We can't go here.
I'm going to pull up who you guys fish each week too.
I already got it.
You got it all memorized?
All memorized?
He's been studying that for weeks now.
Really?
Just
like,
You're the first one to message me about it. When are we going to get this?
clock runs.
you know, but it's interesting that you're keying in on that because I do think that's a big deal.
Well, like,
Because it's more like football now, where like you can almost scheme.
literally every team we face that's in their wheelhouse, like literally every one of them, except July 17th. That one I'm probably just going to eat sandwiches, swinging that. I'll let Cody do all the fishing.
July 17th, what week is that?
July 17th.
Third week of July, I don't know.
I got it set up week 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just look. Never mind.
8.
I'm excited for that day. All the dates in July, I'm actually excited about.
So that one you have, you're not on here. Crossman and Powers. Probably a couple guys that know, you guys all know each other pretty well. So,
That's why I picked it.
yeah.
I can wait a little bit.
So week 1, you guys have the Katowski brothers.
Yep. Hammers.
Week 2, again, back on the Fox River,
2 hammers.
you guys have,
Who's that?
Jeff and Vince.
Just ask him. He obviously knows. What do you have week 3?
I believe we have it's the only team that I really don't know a lot about. Out of Ocano, it's, I don't know.
I don't know either.
you tell me, you know it all.
I was gonna say. I was told you were studying for weeks.
The husband, like,
I haven't been super concentrated on who we're fishing. I'm just ready to go out there and.
Andy, you want to come in here and get some brisket? Ted can
It's
cut you
getting
some.
cold.
Cut some up. We'll send some for the boys in the
We
studio.
have Dawn and Ruffalo, week 4.
So let me ask you this. What is your thought process around studying who you have when? Because Cody says you're kind of in the mode of, and he's still here. Everybody. He looks hungry.
Alan and Andy are starving. We can't leave them
It's
hang.
kind of rude to not let them eat.
We wouldn't want it to get cold either.
Well, so like, what's your
Look at that.
mindset? Like, why are you kicking? Because Cody's over here, like, I'm not really worried about it.
Good.
You know, I'm not really worried about it. I'm just gonna go fish. Okay, fine. You're sitting here. Obviously, you think it might matter in some form or fashion.
It comes down to this. Like, simply put, mathematically, half the teams are going to be 5 and 4. Half the teams are going to be 4 and 5. Mathematically.
Okay.
Now, we know that's not going to happen.
Right.
Right.
But mathematically, that's what you're looking at. So mathematically,
We built the tiebreakers just in case that happened.
if you
anything that
can
could
swing
will.
those 4 or 5 to this side, that's going to be huge. You know, so obviously you look at your opponent. Obviously you want to know who you're facing when.
So what match are you least looking forward to, and what match are you looking forward to the most?
I don't think I'm least looking forward to any of them. I like every match. I like everyone that we face. They are good fishermen.
Yeah, there's no slouches on this roster,
No,
that's for sure.
it's, You know, and it doesn't matter what week it is. Every single one of these people can bring it.
For you, Cody?
I'm pretty much with Ted. I mean, I'm not super worried about too many of the locations. Obviously, I got my weaknesses in some of the bodies of water. I would say, you know, the Bago system is I'm decent at, but as soon as we start getting up rivers like Winneconne, which I believe is
And the Bago system will humble
in
anybody.
May.
Yeah, we were there twice in
In the
May.
worst way.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the least one, you know, that I'm looking forward to.
So for that event, you think you guys would trailer or launch in Winneconne?
It's out of Winneconne. That's what, May 4th,
May 8th and 29th.
May 8th and 29th. You know, and it
Difficult to say.
it all depends on water flow.
Yeah, these are the conditions.
Well, if there's no, I mean, this whole Winnebago system is going to be dynamically different if we get no rain and no current.
Right.
Because fish can only find where they're going based on current. They can't like GPS themselves up and see, right? Like they need that flow to follow.
It could be brutal May 4th if there's no flow. Everything
Or the mouth of the river in Oshkosh might just be insane.
Might be, yeah, that's where everybody will be.
you may just drive up an hour into the river. I mean, if they're not back, they're not back.
Right.
You know.
They might never want it up.
They might never have won up.
So
Or are you one of the guys on Bago that thinks they go up under the ice, or are you one of the guys that thinks it goes up in the spring? Or you don't want to say it, that's fine too.
Okay.
Fair enough. He plays the fifth, which means I know what it is. Fair enough.
secret squirrel.
That's okay.
I like it.
That's
I
what.
like-
That's okay.
I like that.
I get it.
I don't know. I prefer Mystique over Cherry. Like that's my answer.
Okay. Makes sense.
Talking about his meat again.
Yep. Throw it back to me. That's okay. It's a very
So we-
juicy meat board.
April 24th, we passed that's Green Bay, O'Connell Breakwall.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
We have Kings.
Kings for that one? Yes, you do. And that is your first afternoon as well.
Well, that one's in the afternoon.
Yep. That you have the PM.
Now that's. Oh, sorry.
Do you guys
Might be a little warmer. Might help.
do you guys see an advantage or disadvantage of being AM and PM with there being? I mean, it is only 3 teams in the AM and 2 teams in the PM, or 2 matches, I should say. So 6 and 4. Do you see that as an advantage or a disadvantage in any way?
What's the date on that?
April 24th.
You know, how much is your water warming up in the afternoon compared to the morning?
Which can make a dramatic difference.
Yeah, are they going to be negative in the morning due to a plummet that night of temperatures? Was it stable weather condition? I mean, there's so many factors that go into it to say, this is what we're going to go do this day. Afternoon's going to be better than this time. Like,
And with this winter we're having, the spring could be a real biatch.
Yep, it could
I mean,
be.
because the winter's been so mild up until like the last week. It's been the mildest winter ever. No ice, no snow.
We need snow. You know,
Yeah.
back to upper 30s.
we need ice and snow to stop losing water if we're not going to get snow.
Right.
You know,
it could
it's-
be insanely tough spring. It really could.
Looking forward to that. It's gonna be interesting being in the PM. I've had some really good days out there in the AM, and I've had some really good days in the PM. So
Stop dropping that, Ted.
But you guys refuse to put them on your belt. I don't know why.
Quit working on my belt.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Are you guys looking, would you rather have a slugfest where you guys are duking it out fish for fish with your match of that day? Or would you rather it be a tough fight?
That particular day or all?
Anyone, like just in general, what is your,
Everybody loves slugfest, but everybody else
I got you, Andy.
loves a tough bite. Like, it's a tough bite, and Cody's dialed in on how to get the tough bite to go.
Right.
Yeah, let's have a tough bite. But if it's a slugfest, you know, everybody likes peeling on fish.
I like the tough bites.
Yeah, I was always with you too. I wanted it as tough as
Yeah.
possible.
the slugfests are fun.
Challenge.
Well, they're more fun, no
But
doubt, but I always felt like
Tough fights are more accomplishment, right?
I
Better-
know, not the accomplishment. I always thought the tough bites were the easier ones to separate yourself and win.
They are.
Because if you could figure it out, granted, not easy, but if you could be the guy, because somebody's going to win it, right? on the toughest bite ever, somebody's going to come in with the bite. If you could be that guy to figure that out, it's easier to separate yourself. When everybody's cracking them, it's a lot harder.
Look at the NTC last June. That was horrible. I mean, there was a terrible bite on Green Bay, and you know, you really had to concentrate to try and set yourself apart from, you know, the rest of the competitors. And there were some good sticks in that tournament. And
I also think mentally, a lot of guys get caught into the, I haven't caught a fish all week.
Even look at the final results, top 25, you're all Americans. You had top weights that were 40 pounds in front of guys that were in 15, 16, 17. Like, there was a huge difference in the guys that figured it out.
Yep. Right. Well, that's what I mean. You can separate yourself in a tough bite, but when everybody's cracking them, it's way harder.
and we fished for 8 hours. We only brought in 4 fish the first day, but we brought in the right 4 on the first day. So
We'll keep going through the schedule here. We covered the 2 Winnicottings, May 8th, May 29th, back to back. That could be a change in the season right there. It's mid-season, and you know what could be 2 tough tournaments of the year. And then June 12th, back to Winnebago, but out of Menominee Park.
And that one's against Dawn and Ruffalo. Or,
that
no, they
Keller?
were at start of May.
Keller, I think, isn't it?
No, I think Keller's the end of June. Keller and Eaton.
So you
Those
have
Bago tournaments are gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to those.
Dawn and Ruffalo.
Which,
They're both Bago guys too.
wheelhouse, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
Wasn't Don the one? Didn't we have him on Bell and Bago catch that 9-pounder?
No, that was Brian Dawn.
Oh, okay.
plus he did real well in the National Walleye Tour there last year.
He
too,
did.
with top
Yeah.
5. Like, so bring your A game, you know,
The next you have McCoy and Boger.
which
That's
I believe
week
they
5.
fished in H2H last time in the river.
McCoy did, yes.
McCoy did.
Yep. McCoy was. And then June 26th is back on Menominee Park, so back-to-back Menominee Park. July 17th, we covered O'Connell Breakwall. And then the last match of the year is out of Bayshore. Last match of the round robin.
And that's Foster and Lewis.
That's
And it's
Foster and
like,
Lewis.
You better be ready to peel on some fish against those 2 at that time in that area.
So you seem to know a lot about these guys, the teams as a whole, for the most part. Do you think you're going to take that into consideration into your practice at all? Meaning, I know this team's going to go do X, or at least I think this team's going to go do X. I think we need to go do this to try to either compete with them or set the tone early and kind of bury them.
It's a loaded question. I don't know if I would or not.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fair. That's fair.
I got a feeling you're not taking your foot off the throat.
No, I don't either. I don't think that. I mean, you know.
You don't
that's
walk
fine.
and put your meat on the table.
No,
and
but like
back
I know,
off.
but the reason was is like I know how some of these guys fish, and I know that, and I know what I could do to try to get them off their game early.
So it's not about getting them off their game. It's about, like, we just went through the list and all the people that we're facing on the date in the areas. And literally, I think we're have everybody's wheelhouse on the date. And like, we better bring our A game straight up. Like, we might walk out of the river and be 0-2. Like, it is a straight possibility. Those guys from north of the wall can fish, you know. We got to face a Youper each week.
Just hearing you talk about being 0-2 is like that was the coolest thing I've ever heard.
It might happen. It might, you know, I mean, it might happen to anybody, like, because it's really good competition. But being 0-2, you're not out of it,
Oh, for sure.
you know.
But that's what I love so much about this is if it was a point system, like, you know, and we talked a little bit about your comment about it's 100% a tournament. And I don't disagree that a lot of facets of it are, but this is where I think it's way different is that you can come out 0-2 and still finish 7-2.
Right.
Where if you come out of a season points type tournament and you had 2 just bombs, you might be so far out of the points race, like being Angler of the Year or making championships like a stretch. Like I got to be in the top 5 in the next 4 tournaments to even make a championship. Or, you know, if you zero at like the MPFL level, if you zero in a tournament, AOI is pretty much, you might as well just write that off day 1.
Right.
AOI over. Where here, you could make that comeback. You could be 5-4, get in the playoffs and still win.
Well, that's where it gets really crazy when you read into the rules and you dissect it. Like, we could walk away 0-2, but we put up 30 pounds each day. The other team just, they beat us.
Yep.
Right.
So
you
we
can
have-
have a great day.
So
And
we're 0-2 with 60 pounds. There may be a team that's 0-2 and they got like 8 pounds.
Well, there could be a team that's 2-0 with 12 pounds.
And that
Right.
gives- that
but,
gives you an
but I'm
advantage
talking
in
the
the
0-2
tiebreakers.
brackets.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So like the team that's 0-2 with low weight, they need to win and they need to win now. Whereas the team that's 0-2 that has some weight, they may not be
A
stressed.
little bit of a
as
cushion.
much.
Yeah, I hear you.
so
Because it's all going to come into play.
Jonathan Hoffner says, Ted, what bet do you and Jeff have when you go against each other? Loser jumps in the water.
It's no bets.
No bets.
I don't believe that.
I can't see Ted jumping in the water.
Oh, I didn't think Isaac was going to do it, but he did.
Yeah.
Well, I think the camera kind of forces you to like own up to it. Otherwise, everyone's going to call you, you know what?
Right.
No side bets.
So we got about 9 minutes left here. Matt will kill us if we don't go through some of his rapid fire questions.
He's not even watching. He wouldn't even know.
He commented.
Hey,
Favorite body of water, Ted?
the Bay.
The bay as a whole, just
whole.
not at one section. Cody?
Probably the Bay. I would say Lake Michigan as a whole.
As a whole.
The entire system.
It's special.
Because your salmon ties too, right?
Right.
Makes sense. Least favorite body of water? I got a feeling what you're both going to say, but
You got to just go. Come on.
the rapid fire.
I don't even have one.
You don't have one.
I
Okay.
like it.
Winnicott.
I thought you were both going to say the bagel chain. Favorite technique?
I like that.
It's
What was it?
Favorite technique?
I would say probably death jig.
Death jig. Scoping them.
Yeah.
Very cool. Greatest fishing weakness?
greatest?
Everybody knows their weaknesses.
At least you should.
No idea.
Don't have one.
I have no idea.
That's what he said. I heard it. He said, I don't have
I
one.
didn't say that.
Jeez, I don't know.
Mine's the same every time.
What is
Because it's the one thing I always try to work on no matter what. How good I am at it or not is boat control.
boat control? Huh?
Because it changes every second. Besides winning, what are some of the things that you hope to gain from fishing head to head?
Nothing.
Winning's everything for it. I like that.
Yeah, I'd like to win, but the biggest thing is just I want to get myself out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I feel like you learn the most when you're in that zone. You're not comfortable, and you're forcing yourself to do something to get better. In my opinion, that's what I'm hoping to get out of it.
Nice. All right. Music or no music in the boat?
Doesn't matter.
I like music.
The nice part about where we stream to, Fix TV, you can have the music as much as you want. You don't have to worry about getting shut off. Go-to boat snack. That's one of Matt's favorite questions. Meat.
I don't think there's going to be a snack during
4 hours.
During 4 hours, you don't have a snack in 5 hours. Like when you go to a tournament on 8 hours, like
These snacks.
I don't even.
gonna be
whoever
hanging-
drinks water first, like, hey, you need some water. Like
You're the
just get
snack
so
guy. You need
focused.
snacks.
I just got done making a ton of beef jerky, so whenever I can rip into that, I'm gonna have
I
it.
mean, they're in the boat, but I don't know.
I have it everywhere. There's jerky scattered everywhere in my
You
boat.
just gonna
all the
walk
time.
by and
Yeah,
burn
just
back
if
up
there's
the
some laying there, grab.
I can already see this right now. Put the jerky down. We're fishing. We're not 3 pounds. Put away your meat.
Ooh, some jerky.
That leads into the next question. Whose boat is cleaner?
Definitely mine.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Can we go back to the jerky
it's just
thing? Like the look on Ted's face was terrifying me. When he's sitting there being like, I got jerky everywhere. I need to eat meat. Ted just glaring at him like, dude, we got 4 hours.
Real Shot is Wisconsin's #1 independent outdoors retailer that specializes in open water, hard water, and Great Lakes fishing, as well as hunting, archery, and firearms. We've got the top products from the brands you love most, priced like the big box stores, and paired with friendly hometown customer service. Stop in at The Real Shot today or visit us online at therealshot.com.
I'm looking behind me, and my son's in the back of the boat, and he's leaning out the boat pointing at ducks. It's like, pay attention. So I look over at Jeff. And I turn around, and I look behind me, and I look at Jeff, and I'm smiling, and I go like this, and Jeff looks behind me, and I go like this, and I look one more time, I smile, and I nodded. And I don't know if Jeff didn't get it, but I ducked, Jeff didn't. The wave landed in the back of the boat. I just kind of
Went through like Flipper.
And Jeff's like, no, you did that on purpose, blah, blah. Well, okay. Funny, it's the last wave before the break wall that caught it.
Tackle boxes floating in the back.
Yeah, there was a lot of water in that boat.
Oh, there was that much water coming over the bow when I went into it.
Yeah.
Like, it was solid.
I've been there with bass boats for sure. All right, we got 2 minutes left here, guys. Brian, any final questions? And
No, I'm good. I was just going to ask you guys if you want to take the last minute or whatever, any sponsors, anybody else you
Social
guys would
media.
both like to thank, social media, any of that stuff, and we'll wrap it up.
I mean, not really. I'm grateful for everybody that I've been working with, throughout the social media thing right now. I've got some great sponsors going through the ice fishing season. Eskimo and Norsk Lithium been really good to me. But yeah, all my sponsors are great, and on my YouTube channel you can find it at Cody S Fishing on Facebook. But yeah, I don't know, a lot of fun.
Ted, you got about a minute.
I have great sponsors. HDS Rods, Darren, he's the guy makes fantastic rods. Chris over at J&M Jigs, his blade baits work. We've all seen that. He's got a top tier product. I have Ellis Fencing. Guy's meticulous, hard worker. He's out of Amarillo. He runs his own company, and to be part of guys that are privately owned businesses that are doing stuff, that's cool for me to be part of.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, that's about it, right? You got it?
5
Well,
stars.
we're going to finish the rest of this, so we're going to take off from here. We're going to finish the rest of the brisket. Second, Meet the Angler, right? We'll be back here Thursday morning. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but we're going to find something to talk
We're going
about.
to talk about tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers on Thursday, okay?
Yep, tiebreakers
awesome.
next.
Well, and Ted was actually talking about that a little bit, and how the tiebreakers might play a role
Absolutely
this
they
year.
will.
So awesome. So thank you, everybody. Replays will be available on fix.tv. Apps will be coming out middle of February. Until Thursday. Peace.